Karrion Kross was on the Ariel Helwani show. He talks about the real reason why he's not in WWE. Trust me, the details I'm going to share with you guys are absolutely insane. AEW, what's going on with that? Yeah, we got to talk about that. Plus, also Tony Khan talking about a lot of things, and we got to talk about another AEW star who is now moved to becoming another coach, producer in the company. And if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Trust me, you never want to miss a video on this channel. I'm always going to keep you guys updated. And I think we should talk about Tony Khan. And more specifically, Tony Khan is calling out everybody. He is hitting hard. He was on the Superstar Crossover podcast, and he was asked to, what does he believe is the biggest misconception about AEW? And he pointed directly to the narrative regarding AEW's ability to tell stories. He says that, he acknowledged that some people still question people's ability to tell stories, which makes sense, right? You see this all the time. What's the story? What's the story? This is a thing that's often talked about on social media. He says there's people that would say there's a lack, and I don't agree with this. I think it's untrue. I don't think that's true at all, and it's really, I think, not only a misconception, but a falsehood that people spread. I agree. I've actually said this a million times. The whole entire time that AEW's existed, people will sit here and push this narrative. AEW doesn't tell stories. I've always said, yeah, AEW does tell stories. Quite frankly, I don't agree that they're always very good. I don't agree that they're consistently good. And I do think there is definitely some flaws with their ability to tell stories. But the reality is they do tell stories. Every match somewhat has a reason for why it's happening. How they get there, how they accomplish it, I think that's the issue. But I think it's good for Tony Khan to speak out about this because I do think it is a falsehood that is being spread on social media. And I think this is largely due to the anti-AEW propaganda that you guys see on YouTube and TikTok and whatever it may be. It's really important to actually listen to what people have to say. It's easy to read a headline. It's easy to look at a thumbnail. It's easy to go on Twitter. But if you're not actually seeking the context for anything, you're not going to understand. And the thing about the storytelling in AEW is, I genuinely don't believe the stories are that amazing, but they do tell them. There's not an issue of that. That's okay. You can get better with that. You know what I mean? It would be completely different if AEW didn't do it in general, but they do. Some people like it. That's subjective. That doesn't really matter because it's subjective. As long as you enjoy what you're watching, that's really what's important. You give your money to these companies, and as long as you're satisfied with what they're giving you back, there's really no issue with it. Tony Khan talking publicly about this is great, by the way, because Tony Khan, instead of being this anti-WWE guy right now, he's just super laser focused on AEW, and it's probably the reason why AEW has been improving a lot recently. That brings us to our next topic. Speaking of AEW, Tony Nese. What is going on with this guy? It's a good question. Just the other day, we were talking about Matt Menard re-signing with the company. We're talking about all these different talents and things being changed, and it's good. It's good for AEW because now what they're doing with Tony Nese, I think, is actually a very smart idea. Tony Nese, according to Fightful Select, is now serving as a coach and producer for AEW. He was listed on Collision as a producer for a match, and basically, AEW sources confirmed that Tony Nese has been working in this role for quite some time. However, it's not been made public until now. That's a pretty big deal. I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm a huge fan of 205 Live. Okay. And obviously, you watch wrestling, you see these guys, whether it's the Indies, whether it's TNA, WWE, AEW, you see these guys, and then there's certain guys that you've seen on the scene for a while. Tony Nese is one of those guys. He was in the business for 15, 20 years? I see him on 205 Live. I see him on the Cruiserweight division. Eventually, he leaves WWE, goes to AEW, Ring of Honor. Let's be real. Let's just call it what it is. Tony Nese ain't winning the World Championship anytime soon. And at this stage in his career, while it would probably be fun to see him have this massive push, there's just a lot of other people in front of him in line for a push, right? But at the end of the day, wrestling's a job. He has a contract, and you're going to see him perform and whatever, but the real value of Tony Nese is the fact that he's a longtime veteran. AEW is a younger company, 6 years old. Would you rather have AEW have nobody contributing, or would you rather have them have professional wrestlers, especially ones who are familiar with their company, contribute. So the idea that you have Tony Nese now as a coach and producer, it's huge. It's a very big deal. He has the indie wrestling background, he has the WWE background, and he has the AEW Ring of Honor background. So he produces matches, he helps out, he's a contributor. If that's where it goes for the next 5 to 10 years, and that's his full-time job, and he's contributing in that way, there are going to be tons of talent who benefit, especially the younger talent. The younger talent who need to learn are the ones who will learn. I favor these kind of moves a lot. It's the same thing, like Bobby Roode in WWE, Jason Jordan in WWE. They are coaches. They are producers. You know, they might not be able to wrestle today, but it's okay. They can still be a major contributor. And they could be the reason why somebody really takes off, the reason why somebody really gets over. So I'm very happy with this. And that brings us to Karrion Kross. We got to talk about this. Karrion Kross was on Ariel Helwani. He addressed everything. He says he's not in character. He says this is not a work. He did the interview specifically as somebody who, like, according to him, he says a lot about the entire situation. He's not doing this. It's not performative, is what he's saying. So basically, he revealed the real reason why he left WWE. This is what happened. Last week on Tuesday or so, WWE offered him a contract. So we now know WWE did in fact offer him a contract. He was offered a contract. WWE told him he had 24 hours to sign it. He had some questions about the analytics and basically the evaluation of how they got to the number that they offered him. He just wanted to see some details. Hey, I just want to know, like, how did we come up with this? Which is smart because you want to see your value and how they value you. He also confirmed that Scarlett was not offered a new contract. He inquired about it. He said, well, what's going on with Scarlett? And they said, well, we'll deal with her after we deal with you. So he had no guarantee that his wife would continue working with him. Then he goes on to talk about so much more. He obviously didn't get a contract signed. He didn't sign it within the 24 hours. WWE rescinded the offer. They took the offer off the table. He's not retiring from wrestling, but we don't really have plans to expect him on TV anytime soon. He also did confirm that every major company has reached out to him, not AEW. He also goes on to say that, you know, and this kind of got brought up, like, is AEW even a company that would reach out, right? Well, a lot of these companies believe it's a work. A lot of people don't even know if they could reach out to Karrion Kross. So he did confirm that as well. But he's made it very clear his heart is with WWE. Despite everything that's happened, his heart is with the WWE. What's even crazier, though, is like the promo from WrestleMania. You know, everybody talks about him going off the script. He outlined that whole story. Everybody thought it was a work. However, it was not considered a work to everybody. Triple H was frustrated about it. Triple H didn't even know that it was a work. So there's just like a lot of weird things here. And basically what it comes down to is all of this just seems fishy to me, bro. Even when he's sitting here claiming it's not a work, this is like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, it doesn't make sense. Something about this whole ordeal just does not make sense. And I don't understand why WWE has gone this route. But it is something that they've done. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And it's a real big shame.